From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.
A lovely evening to you out there. You're welcome to the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. My name is Grace Mwafo. A leading member of the All Progressives Congress in Ekiti North Senatorial District, Barrister Yemi Ayeni, has thrown his weight behind Governor Biodun Yebanji's stance on those he called fifth columnists in his administration. In apparent reaction to those describing the governor's stern warning to erring top-ranking members of government as a reflection of panic born out of fear, Barrister Ayeni said the governor was rather bold and unequivocal by stating the obvious without mincing words. He said the governor called a spade by calling out those who had been appointed to sensitive positions in government but were fraternizing with those who did not wish the administration well. Barrister Ayeni, popularly known as YAA by his teeming supporters and followers, praised Governor Yebanji for not couching his words in deceptive or misleading political rhetoric. Quoting from the book of John, chapter 13, verse 18, he noted that Jesus was not afraid when he called out Judas Iscariot and stressed that it was a bold statement born out of the present situation. Barrister Ayeni affirmed that Mr. Governor's assertion was a reflection of his disappointment and disenchantment with the traitors in his inner caucus. The legal luminary has reasserted his absolute and total confidence in Mr. Governor while claiming that he is one of Governor Yebanji's disciples and 100% loyal RLS OVO. And from the academic scene, the Academic Staff Union of Universities of Abuja Zone has called on the federal government to implement the 2009 agreement and release their 3.5-month withheld salaries to avoid a strike. The zonal coordinator, ASU Abuja Zone, Professor Al Amin Abdullahi, made the call during a news conference in Abuja. He reiterated that the ASU Abuja Zone was demanding the payment of promotion arrears of its members unconditional release of their 3.5 months of withheld salaries and release of third-party deductions to the union and cooperatives. Also, the payment of 1 year's arrears of 35% salary award to its members, the implementation of the new conditions of service for its members, and the adoption of the UTAS as a payment system for universities. He said that this neglect of proper funding for educational institutions has resulted in unconducive learning environment and a decline in the global ranking of Nigerian universities, among other things. Abdullahi said that in keeping with the UNESCO Convention, ASU demands that both federal and state government make education a priority through increased annual budgetary allocations. He said that the union, since the inception of the present administration, has used the practice of dialogue to resolve their differences with the government over its demands. He noted that the use of dialogue has made it possible that in the past 2 years there have not been any general ASU strikes. And from Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umo Eno has approved the reshuffling of the State Executive Council to enhance governance and align ministries with the Arise Agenda's goals. This was contained in a statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Prince Enobon Uwa. In the reshuffle, Captain Enobon Eko was reassigned to lead the Ministry of Trade and Investment, while Dr. Ubon Inya assumes the role of Commissioner for Land and Town Planning, previously held by Eko. According to the statement, the reshuffle was part of ongoing efforts to ensure effective service delivery and accelerate the implementation of key policies under the administration's blueprint. The statement added that the reassignment takes immediate effect. The Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and Social Media to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, Lere Olayinka, has called for tighter regulations on social media usage in Nigeria. In a brief statement posted on his X account, Olayinka suggested that individuals should be required to provide a national identification number along with a valid government-issued ID such as an international passport, voter's card or driver's license before they can create or manage any social media account. And from Brazil, President Bola Tinubu arrived in Brasilia, Brazil today with a call for renewed diplomatic and economic cooperation between Nigeria and the South American country. In a post via his official X handle, the president described his meeting with Brazilian leader Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva as a renewal of the historic relationship between both nations. President Tinubu expressed his readiness to deepen cooperation in agriculture, energy, trade, and culture with the Brazilian leader and the government. On arrival, Tinubu was received at the Brasilia Air Base by senior Brazilian government officials, including Ambassador Carlos Sergio Sobral Duarte, Secretary for Africa and the Middle East, and Ambassador Carlos José Arias Moreno, Brazil's envoy to Nigeria. Nigeria's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu, also joined in receiving the president. This is still the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Still to come are news from the foreign scene and the world of sports. Stay with us. Glad to know that you're still there just joining us. This is the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Over now to the foreign scene. Authorities have said that an 18-year-old Norwegian is suspected of terrorism after the murder of a social worker in Oslo, which may have been racially motivated. The woman, who worked in a home helping integrate vulnerable young people into the society, was killed overnight at her workplace. Reports recorded that she was stabbed to death. Lawyers representing the family identified the victim as a 34-year-old Tamima Nibrasjua, born in Ethiopia. Police said the suspect, a resident at the home, was arrested in Oslo after the attack and has admitted to playing a role in the murder. Police said the preliminary charges against the suspect had been expanded to include terrorism. The teen, who is believed to have acted alone, was to appear before a judge before being placed in detention. And from Japan, where Japan's top law enforcement officials apologized to the family of a businessman who was wrongfully arrested and died after a month-long detention. Shizu Aishima, a former advisor to machinery firm Okawara Kakoki, was one of 3 company executives illegally held in pre-trial detention for months on charges which were later dropped. Human rights campaigners have long demanded an end to Japan's hostage justice practice, where investigators use lengthy pre-trial detentions to coerce confessions. Senior officials from the Tokyo Police, the top public prosecutor's department, and the Tokyo prosecutor's office visited Aishima's family and grave today. The 3 men were detained and indicted in March 2020 on charges they illegally exported spray dryers capable of producing biological weapons. Exports, they argued, were legal. Aishima was diagnosed with progressive cancer in October 2020, but prosecutors kept him detained, arguing that he could destroy evidence if released. He was later admitted to a hospital a month after. His 2 colleagues were released in February 2021 on condition that they would not meet Aishima, preventing them from seeing him before he died that same month. Prosecutors later dropped the charges, prompting Aishima's family and colleagues to sue authorities. The Tokyo High Court found that the investigation, arrest, and indictment were illegal and not supported by evidence. And from the world of sports, World Aquatics, the global governing body for swimming, has awarded international training scholarships to two Nigerian rising stars. Reports disclose that Clinton Opulte of Delta State and Collins Ebiya of Bayelsa are the beneficiaries of the scholarships. According to the World Aquatics, the award is part of its elite development program designed to provide access to world-class training facilities in Europe. It is also to prepare the athletes for major international competitions, including the Olympic Games. According to the program details, Ebiya scholarship will run from September 1, 2025 to August 31, 2026, while Opulte's training grant will extend from September 1, 2025 until June 30, 2028 in France and Hungary, respectively. The milestone underscores the steady progress Nigeria has recorded in swimming development following a series of remarkable achievements in recent years. It also reflects the strategic sports development agenda of the National Sports Commission (NSC), championed under the leadership of Malam Shehu Duko and Bukola. The latest recognition by World Aquatics not only strengthens Nigeria's Olympic preparation but also validates the country's renewed commitment to nurturing world-class athletes. That brings us to the end of the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Do stay tuned for more programs to be coming your way. I am Grace Nwafo. Have a lovely evening.
From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.